Welcome to Bear Lifestyle, the podcast where we speak up and speak out about all taboo topics and make them normal and acceptable.
You are invited to be curious, to try something new, and stay open to provocative perspectives.
I'm Simona Spark, a best-selling author, international speaker, transformational coach, and so many other things. Beyond anything else, I'm a woman who stopped following other people's rules and started creating my own.
I'm Carolyn Marcos, a life coach on a mission to break the labels and expectations that others place on us. I am a woman who used to hate her own body until I dared to become the sexy goddess I am today.
In this space, we are going to get naked by stripping away insecurities, self-judgments, and all kinds of limitations, and reach in for the essence of who we really are, Bear.
Beautiful, authentic, real, and ever evolving. Let's begin.
Welcome, everyone.
Hello again. Super excited.
We celebrate.
Oh, fancy glass. Cheers.
Celebrate, you guys. We want to invite you into one of our both favorite topic, like how to be selfish.
So good. It's so good.
As we kind of opened that door in a previous episode of this, it's really a limiting belief that most of us grow up with, that if we think about ourselves first, then that is selfish. And for what I know, and Carolyn knows, and so many others that we know in this field of personal growth and really stepping into our power and learn how to ask for what we want and give ourselves what we need, we learn little by little that actually being first in everything is kind of required in order to go after our dreams.
It's required. It absolutely 100% is.
So I learned from one of my mentors this beautiful metaphor of, like, we have we here we are in our life, and we always put our children first and our partner first and our parents first, and then we end up with this long line of people in front of us, which is the line of our own life. And it's like, where am I in my life? Last? And then we, or should I say religion mostly, come out with this sophisticated strategy. It's your ego talking. I mean, hey, if you know anything about me, you know that English is my second language. And that led me to translate a lot of words and led me to break a lot of big words in a little word so I could make sense. And it's my process of learning, of understanding, or retaining. And ego, it's a Latin word and means I, me, myself.
Yep.
So it makes no sense. In my tiny little brain, make no sense when you tell me the ego, it's a bad thing. It's like basically what I'm hearing is you tell me that I am a bad thing for desiring things.
Right.
What are you sitting with that so far? I know I just threw a lot on everyone.
Oh, my goodness. As somebody who did that, stood in the back of the line of my own life for as many years as I did, to like to kind of peek out from that line, to kind of like go, hey, I'm back here, can I need something, I'm tired, I'm hungry, i'm I'm suffocating, like I need something.
Mm-hmm.
My whole life had been spent from the place of everybody else first, you come last. And by the end of the day, I was so tired, I didn't even know what I needed anymore. So when we sit in that space, it's like, oh my gosh, we constrict ourselves. We try to conform to this place of you're a mom, and this was always the hardest one for me. You're a mom, your children come first. And I used to get angry because you'd see a mom at the store, and she wasn't wearing mom jeans. She was wearing, nice slacks, and her makeup was done and her hair was done. And here I was in mom jeans and a sweatshirt that had, whatever the baby ate for lunch, and hair in a ponytail. And I looked tired, and it's like, how does she do that?
Mm-hmm.
Her kid looks immaculate too. Holly looked immaculate, but I looked like I just like drug myself out of bed and moved on. And I used to go, how can that mom put herself first like that? That's so selfish. But
Mm-hmm.
it's not, because when we think about it from the space of, if we put ourselves first, we get dressed and we feel good about ourselves, and we know we look better, and we're put together, everybody else gets taken care of as well. Nobody is getting put last. You're just taking care of your own needs.
Yep.
And I get really passionate about this because I lived in that space. We've lived in that space for so long. So
Yep.
can we just like accept ego? I'm a psych major, so id, ego, Freud, all of that. I hear his language. I understand what the concept was that was trying to be taught, but it doesn't have any basis for what it really stands for. It stands for me. It stands for I. And my body and I need to be first.
Yes, ma'am. I'm into that. Now, I do want to understand, and I think we all could understand why, especially women, we are thriving. We making our life goal to be that mom who would puke on her sweater and to wear it as a trophy, because that is gonna qualify me as being an amazing mom. Why? Because that's the woman that is celebrated. And the woman that put herself together and put her makeup on and continue to wear heels and cute clothes, it's not celebrated. It's the opposite of that. I grew up in Romania, and I know that all I hear around me is like, we are not allowed to do so many things, first of all, after you get married. As a married woman, I was 22. It makes no sense why my fun needs to end just because I'm married. And then how many things you need to give up on when you become a mom. I was 27. And you tell me that if I put makeup on, I'm a trashy? And if you tell me if I continue to wear my short little skirts, I'm a whore? Those are the labels. And
Right.
then since we don't know who we are at that point, we actually believe everything that has been told to us and about us, and say, oh, okay, so maybe I should go with the longer skirt. Forget about I'm 27 and looking great.
Right.
Maybe I should just go with shorter heels. Maybe I should just behave as I'm old just because I'm married and I'm a mother,
Right.
regardless that I'm 27 and I'm looking freaking amazing.
And
So,
it happens that way in every society. Every single society has that. We don't celebrate. We celebrate the tired mom. It is a trophy. Uh,
Trophy.
how are you doing? You know, the baby and work and all it. It's like it's a trophy. Oh, I'm so tired.
Oh, you're such a hero. I admire you. Oh, do you know Karen? She's fabulous. She has 3 children. She's working her ass off, 2 jobs. Oh my God, I love her. She's a superhero. Mine
Ex-
as well, that she's fully depleted. She
right?
doesn't get any rest. Now she's holding on fat because the body need to hold on something. She doesn't respect herself. She never allowed herself to buy a cute little piece of jewelry because the kids go first, the bills go first, whatever, whatever, whatever. And it's just so fucked up.
It is.
And we have other mentors and spiritual mentors that tell us it's your ego talking when you want more. It's your ego talking when you just want to put some lipstick on. It's the vanity. I'm like, you know what? I've been saying this for years. It's like ego and I, best friends.
Right.
If my ego want the full makeup on in the morning on Thursday when I have no calls and nobody fucking see me, I'm gonna do that because ego is part of me. It's actually me. And if
Right.
that makes me feel good, call it vanity, call it whatever the hell you want. I don't care how you call it. It makes me feel good. It's increasing my vibration. So I'm gonna give myself that makeup, that lipstick, that short little skirt that I'm wearing. You can't see it. Just because I want to see my legs because I'm so beautifully tan and I love my legs and it makes me feel good. Period.
Exactly. End of story. There's nothing more that needs to be said at that point. Because here's what's really happening. When we do this for ourselves, we're not selfish at all. We're loving who we are. In this moment, we're loving a tan. We're loving our bodies. We're loving our face with all of its makeup on. We're loving ourselves without makeup on. Whatever it is, wherever we are in that moment, what we did was the first person that we thought about was ourselves. We thought about me. We thought about I. We thought about what is it that I really need in this moment? Not what the kids need, not what the husband or the girlfriend or the wife. Nobody else needed anything in that moment. What did you need?
You talk about the kids and the husband and the partner and whatever. In the end of the day, that need us, they need us, and they benefit most of us if we are taking care of us first. If I'm showing up feeling beautiful and sexy and put together and tall and slim, regardless, it's that feeling. It's like I could gain 10 pounds but I feel so tall and slim even though I'm just 5'2", because it's the energy that I'm in and I'm showing up for. Of course my partner is gonna love me more. Of course my kids, they would probably don't even understand, but it's like, what kid doesn't want a cute mom? What kid? Talk with your children, especially if they're like primary school or middle school. Ask your children how they see other parents. Ask your children how they judge other moms. Have a conversation with your child. And if you're that mom that you think that your child go first and you're not allowed to put yourself first because you're a mother, have a conversation with your child about this. Who's the cutest mom in your class? Dare to ask your child, are you proud of me when I pick you up from school, or are you embarrassed of me when I pick you up from school? And why? Because that 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 10-year-old will tell you, oh, Joe's mom is so cute. She's so pretty. Her hair is always nice and shiny, and she has beautiful lipstick, while my mom is picking me up in the freaking pajamas. Is that serving your kid? You being such a hero of it's. I'm sacrificing myself for my kid. Oh my God! If I hear that one more time,
But we do it. We've all done it. I sacrificed myself for 55 years. And you want to know something that I learned? This is probably the most valuable thing that has come out of all of the work. It's that because when I get up in the morning, I put me first. That my relationship has so much peace in it because nobody is worried about, did I eat today? Nobody, because I didn't know that this was something that was being, put off on other people in my life. My wife was worried. Did you get enough water today? Because I don't think that you did. Or did you have you sat down? Have you had a meal today?
Mhm.
And what started showing up since I'm doing all of these things? I'm loving me first. I'm putting me first every single day. And now my wife sits back and she's like, have you noticed how much peace there is in our relationship right now?
Yep.
Why? Because we took time for ourselves. It takes the pressure off of everybody else.
Yes. Now, I do want to say that I'm aware that I've been a single mom for most of my child life,
Yeah.
and the universe has no sense of humor, that's for sure. So I've been a single mom when my kid was little. I got to have a partner and get some kind of help and support when my kid all actually know how to take care of himself and he didn't need a lot of help, right?
Right.
But I've been working a lot. I've been doing, and I think we touched on this in a few episodes back, doing all the things because I wanted to be an extraordinary mom, and I want to make sure that my kid has everything, and I want to make sure that all the food is cooked from scratch and he's well fed and whatever, while I have no money and I have no support and I was still learning the language. And I was always exhausted. I had no day off. I was always exhausted. I was working Monday to Saturday, and then Sunday was the only way that I keep up with all the grocery and all the laundry and prep for the next week and so on and so on, and years and years and years.
Mhm.
So the only thing that I have space and I knew of, now looking back, I know that it's so much more could have done if I will have some support or some guidance, but I didn't. The only thing that I could do is just to put some cute clothes on, allow myself to keep going on my heels regardless what people says, and put a lipstick on. It's all I got. That didn't require a lot of effort, and it didn't require a lot of time or a lot of space, right? While still have a lot of judgment, you know, because it doesn't make sense when you talk with a friend and you say my life is hard and I barely make money to pay my rent, and I can't send my kid to camp because I can't afford it, but yet I'm looking cute. Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh
And
yeah.
what hurts me the most is to see women drag down other women because we
Yes,
are evil. We are so much worse than men. Can we just say it?
we can.
And all the judgments and all the things that are really coming from your own insecurity. And it's like if you cannot lift up another sister, just shut up. At least don't say it out loud,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
So you don't look bad, because we don't know what's going on in your mind. Just keep it to yourself.
Yep. It's like that old saying, if you can't say something nice about somebody, don't say anything at all, you
Right.
know. But I think times are in a shift though, where we
Mm.
see more women lifting each other up and like having real conversations, I'm tired. Yeah, I don't have the money. I sat in that same place for years with my daughter, and it's hard.
Hmm.
And but here everybody is like expecting you to come to work and do all of the things that you're doing, and you're just tired and you're depleted and you're empty and you have nothing to give anyone because you give yourself nothing.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's why I love this shift. Like when we say love yourself first, when we say ego is not wrong, it's absolutely right.
Hmm. Hmm.
100%.
We do want to acknowledge all the like the multiple hats that we are wearing, and for those of you to listen and we want to go a little bit deeper into that, we did an episode of how is it to be a woman that wears so many hats, and I think it was episode 4, I'm not sure, but the title is the female CEO, so you could go back in here and check for the female CEO and go listen to that. But coming back to the ego concept. And I feel it's been my experience, and that doesn't have to be everybody's experience, that the way that the concept ego it's attacked, it's mainly when we desire more, when we want more for ourselves. It's okay to want more for others, but as soon we want more for ourselves, and it feels like, I think it's just a lie, because people want to tell you you should not have it, but they want to be nice with you and they say, oh, that's your ego talking. And I'm here to say, damn right, my ego is talking. I'm here to grow and expand and experience life more and more and more. So therefore, in order to have that, I need to desire more and more and more. And thank you, ego, for wanting more and more and more.
Right?
Back you up. I'm gonna, go do the work and get more and more and more.
It's because our dreams are just as important as anybody else's dream. If we're spending so much of our time supporting somebody else's dream, what happens to ours? If we're spending so much time supporting our kids, what happens to us? So maybe just take yourself out of the back of the line for just a moment. It, I can understand and value that that's a frightening place to be, because now you're stepping outside of what everybody else's expectation is of you. But what is your expectation of yourself? You
Right.
know, what do you expect to accomplish in your life? And can you do it from the back of the line in your own life? Or do
I
you
think
need to
I
step out?
think I think you can.
Yeah,
It's just it's so damn hard.
right. Doesn't need to be that
Because you
hard.
have to convince everybody in front of you that you deserve and you should have it. But if you first, you just go for it. And people
Right.
might follow or might not, but you're the first in your line. And that gets to be a little bit easier because it is your responsibility and your responsibility only to back up your dream, nobody else's. It's your damn
Right.
dream. It's your damn
Exactly.
dream. Like, I don't get I don't get to see it, to understand it, to agree with it because it's not mine, it's yours,
Right.
right? So something triggered when you said that, and I think I lost my thought, but it's gonna come back to me because it's how it goes.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, I know. So you were talking about like putting you. It's okay to put yourself first, and it's okay to honor your ego desire. And I think, I believe actually, that it's the most inspired thing that you could do as a parent for your children, to show them, to model them for them, that you get to have a dream and you give yourself the time and space to work towards that dream, to back up that dream, right? So I personally never understood the concept of empty nest when kids are big and go to college. And here I am, my kid is about to go to college in a couple of years, but I experienced the being alone without my child for the past 2 years just because I moved back to the States while he was still in New Zealand. And that's what it hit me. And I'm like, of course I miss my kid. And of course I miss hugging him every day and have the conversations live with him every day, not through FaceTime. But in the same time, I'm like, oh, I'm actually feeling really good being by myself. And then for a split second, I was like, is it something wrong with me? Am I being a bad parent that I'm not having the experience of emptiness that everybody is talking about? And I'm like, no. So for those of you that are listening, what makes a difference for me, the only way that I could understand that is that if you make your life and if you make your whole identity and all your dreams or desires being just your children, chances are that you will go through the experience of emptiness when they go to college or get married or when they move out of your house, basically. So I want to invite everyone to look into, like, it's so much more to you than just being a mom or a parent or a guardian. like you are a woman, you have passions, you have hobbies, you have interest, and start today in carving more and more space for who you are in other parts of your identity, not just who you are as a mother. You're an excellent mother, you're an excellent parent, you do the best for your children, you want all that is good and the best for your children. I believe that about everyone, that everyone does the best they can to create a best future for their children. And you also don't forget about you and your own life and your own desires.
That is so important right there, not to forget about who you are. Because when the kids grow up and they're gone and it's your time to do and have and be who you want to be, and you don't know who that is, take that from experience. I didn't know who I was, or what I wanted, or even what I liked. So if you start to cultivate that now, in this moment, no matter where you are in your age, in your life, in anything, you get, then you get to live you fully.
I love that, and thank you for sharing that. And if you don't mind, Caroline, for the women in the audience, they're already in a space where the kid is starting college or they get married, whatever. They move out of the house, and they're already in a space like feeling like I don't know who the fuck I am now, because I'm not a mother 24/7, so I need to be something else. So since you have some of that experience, would you share like what would you tell another woman right now? What will be the next logical step for them to do to identify who they are and fill their life with themselves, not with their children?
Exactly. What do you dream about? You know, what is your dream? And really sit with it. For me, I had to sit with this. You
Mm.
know, I was an empty nester for a really short amount of time, and then my daughter came back with a baby, and then I became a full-time grandmother, who slash mom, because it was very this was a very difficult time for me, because it's like, oh, I want to explore who I am, but now I've got another baby that I need to be there for.
Responsibilities.
Yes. And so I went back into the tired mom routine. And for the first 5 years of her life, raising her, but during this time I also did a lot of my own exploring. What do I want in my life? Because it's not about this little human, it's about me. So I started to sit and I'd write a lot about, what do I like, what do
Mm,
I like, what do I want to do,
mm,
who do I want to be when I'm like on my own? And
mhm.
so I just started doing that and exploring that. And then I started to realize that I had covered up so much of myself with the responsibilities and all of the identity that I had with me, all of the baggage that I was carrying around. So I just started dumping that content out and just started throwing things away. It's like, oh, this thought, that's not even my thought. This desire, it's not mine. So start going through that stuff for yourself and get rid of what doesn't belong to you, because your story, who you are, where your voice is, where you take up space, it's underneath all of that. And when you start to go into it and get rid of things that are not yours, it was never yours.
I
You
love it.
were never born to be what everybody expected you to be. Then you start to realize who you are. And that person starts to shine through. You feel different about yourself. Your experiences are different. And then your body starts to talk to you and tell you what you like and what you don't like, what you want and what you don't want. And then you get to start exploring all kinds of fun things for yourself.
I love it. I love it.
Yep.
So that is so, so, so beautiful. With the foundation of what is it that I want, even though nobody else is want that for me, because I get to be the first in my own damn line in my own damn life.
Yep.
And it's not selfish, it's actually required to give myself what I want
Yeah.
in order to live life fully.
Right.
And then again, just recognizing that the benefit of it for everyone around us. Because
Right.
I know I'm repeating myself, but in the end of the day, all the people that actually care about us want us to be happy and joyful and show up fully and transparent and authentic. And we can't do that if we are hiding behind other people and everybody else's needs, right?
Exactly. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thought. You can take that line, you know, that we're all standing in the back of it, but what if everybody just turns and faces forward for themselves? It's no longer a line. Everybody becomes the front of their own life. So just turn.
So good.
Just do a little turn. You don't have to turn around all the way. Just turn to the side.
It's, what is it? 45 degrees. Oh, no,
Exactly.
90 degrees. 90 degrees.
Yeah, 90 degrees.
And everybody find your own path because everybody's in their own lives.
Exactly.
So good. That's it. If you get anything, if you get that, then you got it all.
There you go. There you go. Take it from our experiences when you know, but seriously, I truly mean it. If we all just turned that one little 90-degree turn, it changes everything.
We are not in front of everyone and no one is in front of us. That's what that little shift does. So then everybody has the freedom of choice. Everybody has the clear view that is not shadowed by others where they're going. And like, how powerful is that? And you know, it's kind of sad that we are keep talking about empowerment and how powerful it is to make your choices and such a powerful woman to live the life that she wants. But it's like, can we just make that the norm?
Yeah.
Because it's not supposed to be powerful to speak up for myself. I get triggered by that at this point. I was speaking to a summit at a summit the other day, and they're talking about brave and courage and the power of speaking up for yourself. And I'm like, why we label that like something so extraordinary? Well, I understand why, because most of people don't. So then some of do is like, whoa, right? But can we make that the norm? And it's really start in our homes, like with our children, with our partner, and then with our families members, and then we keep branch out little by little. And that's where we landed.
90 degrees.
90 degrees might be a good subtitle for this episode. So we want to celebrate you and really invite you to just turn it out a little bit to make sure that you don't shadow anybody and nobody else is shadowing you, and just decide your own direction, because you get to do that. It's not selfish. We want you to be selfish in your own life. If that means that you put yourself first, go ahead, do that. And honor your ego, because the desire that it's coming from your ego is like from deepest of your soul and of your heart, and will never die. You could hide it, you could suffocate it, you could deny it, but the desire never dies.
It doesn't.
Your responsibility to go after it and make it true, make it real.
Yep. Cheers.
Cheers. We will love to hear from you. What inspired you? What triggered you? And what interests you?
Do you have questions? Perfect. Get your answers in our Q&A sessions in the Bear Experience Facebook group.
There are many ways for you to join the conversation. You could leave your comments or you could email us.
We can't wait to have you back. Till then, be Bear.
Beautiful, authentic, real, and ever evolving.